Shalom. So I just want to make a quick video really quick. Something that's just been settling on my spirit. Something that I've just been meditating on. So I want to ask you, how can you hear the Most High's voice when you're always loud? How do you know what He wants you to do in this season if you're always bickering, if you're always loud, if you're always complaining, if you're always in your own way? How would you know what the Most High wants you to do? Oftentimes, a lot of us, we're living in this fast-paced world where, everything is fast. We get everything fast. We're always on the go. But we forget to practice stillness and slowness and trying to see what is the Most High trying to speak to you in your season. But He can't do that if you're in your own way. He cannot do that if you're always trying to figure things out on your own. He cannot do that if you are trying to listen to everybody else's voice and not His own. Now, sometimes people do talk to you, and it could be the Most High talking through them to get to you. But, what's the word? I can't think of it. But anyways, you will know when you're listening to everybody else more than you're listening to God. You got to have that righteous discernment. So if you're always so focused on me, my job, my financial, my home, I want, I'm praying for this, I'm not getting it, whatever the case may be, then you need to slow down. Because when did the Most High say that this life is about you? When did He say, oh, it's about such, you get everything you want? And I love when I watched this one video, it was a reel, and it was like, if the Most High gave you everything that you wanted, you would not want to pray. Be real. You would not want to pray. You would not want to pray to Him. You would not want to come to Him more because you're so comfortable. So that's why we have to go through these trials and tribulations and seasons where it feels like it's so quiet, seasons where it feels like you got no help, you're leaning, because He wants you to have no choice but to lean on Him. And if you're so loud and you're so stressed out about cares of this life, how would you be able to hear the Most High? How would you be able to know what He's teaching you in that waiting season if you're always bickering? Just like the Israelites when they was getting ready to go into the wilderness, and they was complaining, they was bickering, they was tired, whatever case, and they didn't realize what was on the other side. But if they would have took the necessary steps, because some of them died on the journey, so if they would have took the necessary steps and took their time to slow down and figure out what the Most High wanted for them, they could have had it all laid out. Because they wanted everything fast. They didn't want to do the things that the Most High told them to do. So therefore, that's why some of them was in the positions that they were in. And that could be the same thing with you, because you're not taking the time to listen to Him. You're not taking the time to soak everything in, to try to see what He's teaching you and how you can work on these things so He can, do whatever, bless you with an increase or help you, whatever the case may be. It may be to grow your relationship with Him better. But like I said, do not be choked up by the cares of this life to the point where you forgetting to hold on to the Most High's voice and hear His voice. Because there's a difference between, yes, you need to provide for yourself or your family, and you know that you need to, whatever the case may be in this world, we're in captivity, we have to work our butts off. So unfortunately, we're in slavery still. But these things are cool, but are we taking the time, the necessary steps to get to the kingdom? Are we taking necessary steps to become a better woman to the Most High? Yes, we can become a better sister. We can become a better wife. We can become a better mother. We can become a better entrepreneur. We can become a CEO. But are we being better for the Most High? Are we slowing down and hearing His voice? Are we choked up by the cares of this life? Something not adding up. 2 + 2 = 4, and it's equal to 3. But I say all that to say, slow down and hear the Most High's voice. You want to know how to navigate friendships. Slow down, hear his voice. You want to know how to navigate your career. Slow down and hear his voice. You want to learn how to do sewing crafts or whatever the case may be. You don't know how to do it. Slow down, hear his voice. Even when it comes to the simplest things like that. You want to know how to grow closer to the Most High because you've been feeling like you're away from him, or it's been distant, it's been quiet. Slow down and hear his voice. It may be something he's trying to teach you, but you cannot hear him if you are always bickering. Okay, with that, I just want to say shalom. Hopefully y'all take that in. Do some self-examination. See some things that you've been putting over the Most High. See some things that you've been putting over the Most High's voice. Why I feel so quiet. Why it feels like the Most High is not hearing me. Why it feels like I'm so alone right now. Why does it feel... These questions is really showing you that it's something that you're not doing that you need to start doing. Which is slowing down, practicing stillness, practicing slowness, practicing hearing his voice, so you can know what to do, because you can't figure it out all the time. And with that, I'm gonna leave y'all with the verse. It's on Proverbs 3:5-6. Is to trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. It may not make sense right now. Your obedience may not make sense to others. Your obedience may not make sense to yourself, but that's okay. And it's not meant to, but it makes sense to the Most High. If he knows everything about you, the hairs in your head, you're the apple of his eye. If he knows your thoughts from very far, if he knit you in your mother's womb, he knew you before your mother's womb. If he knows your future and your end and your middle, why are you worried? Why are you concerned? Why are you not trusting him? If he already know that, if he made you, if he understands you more than you understand yourself, it's not meant for you to understand your own obedience. It's not meant for them to understand. Okay? Sometimes you have to put yourself on the back burner. We talk about cutting people off and leaving people in the dust. We talk about I don't want to be friends with them no more. I'm da da da. But you need to cut you off. You need to have a breakup with you, because you're in your own way. It's not always them, girl. It's you. So with that, like I said, I'm gonna keep talking, keep rambling. Shalom, and hopefully I can do some self-reflection. Hold on. What he's saying? Hold on. Wait. Let's go with the video, right? Hold on. Okay. How can you hear it? Hold on. He said, how can you hear when you loud? All praise to the Most High, for that brother making that song. But how can you hear when you loud? And I'm gonna try to go listen to that. That's Brick, y'all. It's called Clear versus Hezekiah. Okay. How can you hear how can you hear him when you loud? Okay. All right. I'm out.